So a door closes. But this door is not today. This door is many moon cycles ago. When people are in the school wondering when it is, we go to a time that sadly someone knew exactly when it was. And it's a time of death and a time of terror. Very much a time of fight or flight. We see one of the students that we've not seen for a while. We've heard shadows or people ask where they were, and today we find out where they were and what they've been doing, because they have not sat idly by, for he is royalty and he does not wish to merely do nothing. A door closes, and what's on this door that closed?
The regular clockwork, but it's on fire.
Oh, so it's on burning. Is it melting?
No,
or is it just on fire?
Just flames engulfing the clockwork mechanisms on the door.
So it goes through. So the door shuts, and we have Lord Finrer. Tired and stressed, probably.
Mm-hmm.
He's found the safety of his room, but this was not a day that anywhere was really safe. This was a day that undesirables fell to the ground. And for the first time in Finrer's life, probably felt pretty undesirable. So you shut your door. So what's the first thing that you do with your door shut?
Call forth my still defender. Have him guard the door.
He gets up and walks, and I'm assuming it's like facing the door.
Mm-hmm.
Is he blocking it, keeping it from opening?
Yep, he's blocking the door out.
Okay.
Making sure nobody else can come in. Gather my items that I want to take with me, because I'm going to go back home. I've got to get back to my people to find out what's been going on, to let them know what I've lived through, barely, and then get a progress forward for my people.
So it probably doesn't take you too long. Yeah,
No.
I'd say that your place is pretty well kept and organized.
So we get my things I've worked on, things I've practiced on, and gather all that up, and we hit the door. Well, I do wait for the cover of start of like dusky dark to go out, because I want to make sure that I can get to my destination unmolested. So once we do exit the room, of course I have Tony lead the way. We're going to go visit my favorite professor, Professor Clockwork.
Okay. So, and he's usually over in the school wing. So when you come out, it's like, are you trying to be stealthy, or you just like of your room?
Well, I let it be dusky because my complexion is.
Yeah. So you fit in.
So I'm trying just to blend in and move through the crowd as best I can.
Okay. Well, there's not a lot of people out in the hallways right now. When you come out, you see there's a few guards or whatever. There are some paladins out there. I say that you'd probably get a little nervous, but these aren't the paladins. These have a symbol on them that are very. You've only seen them really in passing, but with your passive investigation, I think you probably watched them. They have like a book and a ball on top of them, which is the headmaster symbol. So apparently, he's brought out his paladins to try to quell this.
Okay.
There are people wrapping bodies up, and this is in the dorm hallway. When you all rushed in as much as you can, you knew that you'd been told that there had been death in the school, but there are several people and parts being put in these places. It's hard not to miss it as you're leaving.
I just want to get the professor. I want to tell him when I get there that, you know, I'm going back home. I don't know if I'll be back. I still want to help the cause that he's been having me work with. But I got to go back and take care of my people.
So Clockwork looks at you, and he doesn't know if you know or not, but he regrets to inform you that there weren't too many Drugar in the school, but they did perish. There are no Drugar left in the school. You're the last. And he was quite worried when he'd heard about the Drugar. So he's very happy that you're at least okay. So he knew that you did not have You're Still a Defender. It worried him considerably. He wants to know what you want done with the bodies of the Drugar. He doesn't feel that you're not truly capable of taking them by yourself, and with everything going on right now, he'd rather not draw attention to you. So they can dispose of them here, or they can try to get them to your home outpost.
Don't draw attention to yourself or your allies. Just take care of them here. Just make a pyre for them and let them return to where they came from.
He says that in time, hopefully he can get the ashes at least to you all. They will be honored along with the rest of the students that perished. He looks at you and said they perished on their feet. So, and he hopes that those that did it will be punished accordingly.
Very, very much so.
So he tells you that there's not many trains running right now, and it's very dangerous to go out, especially in the front gates, because of course across from the front gates is the District of the Seven. He says even now, and he sort of points out, and he walks over to the window, and a large window comes over, and he looks. He said, if you look now, you'll see fires, and the Knights of Hupshine are encircling the District of the Seven, containing the violence to just inside of the district. It says the Queen has already ordered that there will be no more murders outside of their district, but she cannot stop their religious freedoms. So she's decreed that anything that happens outside is considered murder. If you stay inside of the district, then they do not have any authority, but they're offering refuge. But he feels it's very dangerous to get you anywhere near the district, because really the school faces the district. You know, it's just sort of cut off and stuff like that. So, but he has ways he could think he can get you to the Underdark.
As long as it does not make a target for you.
So he says, "I'd like to see them make a target of me." And he sort of grins, of course, the mechanicalness of him. He says, "But you will not be the only one going. So we have others. We have collected a few tieflings and a few other students that are not human. The Drow has sent a note to us saying that tieflings are welcome in their kingdom for now. So we're going to try to take many of the tiefling students are leaving.
We can house anything that the drows cannot.
So he looks and he says, maybe if we can get this settled, I might be able to send some of our literature and class notes to you all. Putting everything in one area is not the wisest. History shows us that putting one target is dangerous.
Very.
Do you believe that you all could have asylum for some of these tieflings too?
Yes. I'll be glad to open their doors.
It's like there's not many of them, so maybe 10 to 12 right now. It's just because others still want to stay. But it's like we have lost many. So, and right now the casualty count is anywhere between 30 and 50 students right now. That are inside and outside, and until morning strikes and we can go and have a proper search, we really don't know how many more that we're going to have. But if you believe that you have the power to make sure that these people can be welcomed for a while, I'll make sure to bring ample material for them to continue their studies, because they do not wish to abandon their cause of protecting the bubble and the world. But I have things for you. Did you finish the books that I already gave you?
Yes.
It says, I fear that I will not be able to aid you in person, but if you have your neocom, I'll be able to remotely help when I can on some of these studies. It says, if you truly wish to save the realm, it's like what you are learning could be very beneficial in the success of the overall plan. He slides out a pouch if you look, I'm assuming you're trying to look in it.
Yeah.
And there are many, not really books, but I'd say more like mechanical manuscripts. And then there's some books that sort of go along with them that sort of talks about how to infuse them and do things. This will not be easy. It's like you must learn much, and much of it you will not understand because it was never meant to be understood in these current times. It was meant for a previous time. But if you can just get a little bit of it, there's a chance that we might succeed.
I'll do my best.
So he nudges it with his claw over towards you, and it's like I said, it's quite heavy books, but regard, but whatever. Even with your strength's quite, you're like, might as well be like an encyclopedia set. So he says, we're going to be departing around back from the seaside, from the Great Lake. We will transport you by water.
Okay.
There happens to be an Underdark entrance along the bay. Not many people know about it. So there used to be an old fort that was made some time ago, but now most people have forgotten it.
Okay.
But we do not forget in the school. Is there anything else that you want to say or do before he starts moving you to the boat?
No, just let him know I appreciate what he's taught me and look forward to continuing our work.
He said the work is never done. It's just always being improved. So I look forward to see what you help improve and enhance. So do not judge all paladins and what happened today. Sometimes they're easily swayed by darkness, or even sometimes light, because people forget. Fire creates and destroys. But no one complains about the warmth that it does. So he leads you down, go through the school. You do see some more of these paladins tending in the hallways, guarding, and you don't really see a lot of professors at this point, but you see bodies, some not complete. It's hard to miss on the way that you do see some Drugar with your passive. It's hard not to be using your passive investigation. You're sort of, I doubt that you'd be like, I'm not going to pay attention to anything. You're going to see a few here and there. So just being exported out. Tony, of course, is with you, coming through, and clockwork leads you down. The moon is bright. It's not a full moon, but it is bright. It looks cut, almost broken, ironic at this point. It's just almost like it weeps at what happens. Not that you've had a lot of dealings with the moon, but you have had some since being here for this. I don't know. I think at this point it was somewhere between 3 and 5 months as you'd have been there. And you come out and there's a boat, and there's several of these paladins on the boat. It's almost like a flat top boat, skiff. And once all of you are, you get on, and you're like the last one there, and there are tiefling students, varying pin numbers, a couple of 3s and 4s, but there are some higher level students on there too. It's like they're 6, 7s type of deal. And they get on, or you get on, and they pull this cloak up over. It blocks the moonlight from you. It's like it's dark. You almost completely disappear inside of here because of the darkness that comes through, the moonlight through, so you're sort of enveloped by the shadow. Maybe Tony sometimes sparkles a little bit because he's a little metal here and there, but it's hard. So, but when the cloak comes up and you look back, you just see this dozen or so eyes just looking at you, because the tiefling's eyes glow, and just these little, it almost looks like stars. But to you, they're not really stars because you're from the Underdark. So there's always these shining rocks and rubies and fungus and other things. Because the Underdark is not completely dark.
Right.
The underground is. But once you get to the Underdark, it's comforting. But you see these, and you see the eyes moving quickly, and they're always just looking around in their cloaks. So when the moonlight sort of shines across the water, and it's sort of the ripples, it's just, again, the moon looks broken in the ripples of the water. So they go along the shore, but the water's calm. There's not a lot of light. There's not a lot of light up above you. You hear sounds of soldiers and other stuff walking up on the higher shores, because once you get farther down, it sort of dips down. It's almost 100 feet or so, or sort of dipping down because the rock lines goes up. It's hard not to see the great castle of Hubshan sitting there with its banners of the shining dragon sitting there. The dragon head of the banners of the kingdom. So you go by what they call the Dragon Queen Keep. you know, the legend of the students always talked about possibly there was a great dragon fight there once as you go by this keep. But now it's just rumors of the great past Queen Ava's final resting place is there. And you sort of float through there on the water. While you've been there, you've never seen anyone doing anything on the water. There were always airships and stuff because they always were afraid to be on the water because of the great dragon turtles. But still, you go silently. But you notice that there's no ripples coming from the boat. It's just going through.
Okay.
And then the final thing you notice that this boat has not touched the water one time. Clearly floats gently on, and it adjusts to the waves. You move up and down, but you're like, it's just adjusting. It's basically hovering as it goes across. A great mechanical wonder.
Yes.
Coming through it. It's not disturbed anything. You don't see the shadow of the boat, even on the water, even though the moonlight and stuff like that. You've been on the water long enough, some of the tieflings have even fallen asleep at this point because you can't really see them, but you can see their eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And there's less eyes looking back. You go past the Dragon Keep and eventually you come to an old, it used to be an old stream, but it's been boarded up and there's no water coming from it anymore. So you all get off. And a couple of the knights continue to walk. They lead you past this old stream. And you go through and you see signs of old rubble. Used to be some fine craftsmanship here. But it looks like it was just not weathered by time, but physically destroyed. Craftsmanship is definitely dwarven in nature. Not as good as Rugar, I'm sure, in your opinion, but it's fine craftsmanship. It goes through. You sort of go through this rubble and you come up, and the one thing that is left standing, is battered and bruised, is a statue of some type of paladin standing there.
Okay.
So you're all still walking through. There's an old plaque that looks like their stuff's overgrown it. Do you wish to see who this paladin was? You moved over. It says Fort Lightbringer.
Okay.
So
Any other inscriptions?
So it says, there's some words. He said, "May it bring light to the Underdark."
Common?
Yeah, common humans. That's all humans like to use. It seems like this was definitely human armor. Definitely, it's got the symbol of Bahamut on him. Had a cloak, but the craftsmanship had to have been done by a dwarf. This is no human could make this. This is very, very old.
Okay.
Why is everything else in tatters? But you also don't, like, where you're at. You don't know the entrance to the Underdark.
No.
Here. So, but Lightbringer is doing something. He's holding a weapon and shield in the same hand. The shield's on his forearm and the weapon's here. Another hand is pointing.
Okay.
It's pointing to just a hillside that's going up. The knights sit there and are looking around. It's like one of them truly realizes that you're a Drugar. Says, "Curious?"
Yes.
It says, I am a knight of knowledge. So, our order loves to collect, give, and acquire knowledge.
What can you tell me about this?
So, this great knight here was beheaded to protect his queen. And they created a fort here. This fort stood as protection against the drow in a time of great war and strife, before they came together and worked together to build the bubble and the kingdoms together. When this fort was no longer needed, they used the material to seal the entrance of the Underdark. Because it was just a reminder of how bad relations could be. So just random ways in and out of the Underdark wasn't good for anybody. It's what the Underdark wished. So when we decided to destroy this, we started the train network. There are trains.
Oh, the train. Okay, I got you.
The train network.
Okay.
And we created safe passages in and out. This way was not safe because it led stuff above and below to come in and out of the Underdark. So Lightbringer, in the name of Lightbringer, we brought light upon the land and used radiance to melt the mountainside and seal the tunnels.
Okay.
But there was another passage in and out of this fort that was built. Some say it was blessed because the god itself came to the tunnel. So the headmaster chose not to just seal it up.
Okay.
It does not connect to the Underdark, but it's right beside of it. We know a spell that we can shape earth and move mountains that are meant to be moved. So they walk you over to this beat up building, and these three paladins walk around this building, and they all hold up scepters. They're steel. There's a ball at the end of them. You know, they might as well be a hammer, but that's their weapon. It's through there because it almost looks like there's like a neocom at the end. So they all do that, and they all start casting in a circle, and you see like light flare around all three of them. And they basically cast shape earth, and it's like everything just opens up. It's almost like a 30 by 30 door opens up. You just raises up like 10, 15 feet out of the ground and just opens, and you see these ancient stairs.
Okay.
And they sit up. The fourth paladin that's with you that did not take part in the circle takes you all down.
Okay.
And he does some hand waving, and the torches light as you go through. And you come down. You come at the end of this twisty turning tunnel. It's a definitely door. Definitely door through here. And at the end, there's a lone pedestal with a neocom sitting on it. And this armored paladin looks back to you, and he puts his hand upon the neocom. He says, for the preservation of their individual knowledge. And the neocom glows, and it sort of wraps light into him. And he opens his hand, and there's a small letter.
Okay.
And it expands, it grows. And the Neocom puts words across it, and it turns into like a spell scroll. He then reads the spell scroll, and this wall that behind this pedestal starts tearing away and opening up, just flowing through. And the paladin drops to his knees in exhaustion. He says, I only can hold it all open for a minute. Now go, find your way to your home, and preserve your knowledge.
Okay. I heard everybody in.
Yeah, the tiefling, you don't take much. The tieflings take off.
I grasped his shoulder on the way through, thank him very much, and hope to see him again, healthy, and we can talk more. Follow everybody in.
There you go, and as you come through, it starts like closing a little bit behind. The light of the Neocom's last thing you sort of see till it goes through, and when that light closed, your eyes adjust easily, and there's light ahead. So you go forward, and you all go through, and eventually it closes, and bam, you're in the Underdark.
Okay.
And there's a great water cavern to the one side and above, and you see fungus growing and rocks glowing and everything like this.
Home.
Yeah, it's home. And that's where we're going to stop on this first one.